Hey guys, it's Landon. This is my second stream of the year. I just kind of got the idea to do this earlier. Um, I believe I might have covered this topic to some extent before in a previous video, but I don't remember. I don't think it was too in depth. I did cover it to a certain extent though, but this is a video I'm dedicating, solely to this topic because I really think it needs to be covered. I think it needs to be discussed. So, the topic I am going to go over today is basically, if you're a creationist, if you're active in this, community, arguing with evolutionists, non-believers, etc., you probably heard this argument that they've made, and it's very common, and that's kind of sad that it's common because we've refuted it so many times. But basically, in evidence for creation, my group, it's happened countless times. I guess probably over the years. I don't remember exactly how many times it's happened, but the latest time an instance happened today, and I was scrolling through, and a member, had posted a photo of a bird, and it was like a really beautiful bird, saying this is a great evidence for creation. And another member, commented and posted a picture of a guy with like worms in his eyeball, saying like, "Oh, did God make these too? Did a loving God, make these?" Something along those lines. And I've seen this type of interaction happen many times over the years, where someone, a creationist, brings up evidence for creation in some form. The If it's like a organism, some kind of animal, whatever you want to call it, uh, an evolutionist will sometimes, they'll reply, instead of trying to offer rebuttal to what the Christian said. They will say something like, well, oh, look at all the grotesque and horrific things that God made. Oh no, how would God do that? Why would he do that? And it basically, instead of addressing the creationist claims, the evolutionist tries to reframe it to make it seem like, um, instead of addressing the claims, they try to draw attention, I guess you could say, to something else. Try to make God look bad, cast doubt on God, and that's an argument that, or this, I guess, a style of arguing, I guess, that it's gone on for so long, and um, I just think it needs to be addressed. So earlier in my Facebook group, I wrote this, and it's going to explain, what I'm going to read is going to explain why it's not a problem for us that, these violent, vicious animals, organisms exist. It's not for a creationist and a Christian, it is not a problem. And the thing is, what I'm just saying is that we keep saying this. This is not the first rebuttal. Like mine is the first is the this is the first video I've made on it, but many creationists have covered this. But that they keep making these claims though over and over, like they're not listening to us, or like they're just, I don't know if they're just deliberately ignoring us. Oh, hey there. Yeah, it's good to see you. This is my second stream, or this year. I did the first one a few days ago. But yeah, I'll get to reading this. Let me see. Let me pull it up on. I'm not going to share the screen. I'm just going to read some of it. Okay. This is what I wrote earlier. Part of this is in the description for the video. I kind of copied and pasted that. I said, uh, when presenting examples of evidence for creation, it's not uncommon to receive snide responses from atheists. Instead of attempting to give a rebuttal to your creationist argument or um, critique the evidence, they'll largely ignore its elegance and intricacy, instead opting to mention more grotesque animals like parasites who burrow through flesh, or spiders whose venom liquefies their prey. So why do the evolutionists, why do they mention these kinds of animals? Like I said before, to reframe the discussion and ask questions like, did your God make these too? Or these are all God's beautiful, amazing creations too. Those types of things. And like their argument is that even though some organisms are beautiful and harmless, more vicious and grotesque ones exist who cruelly and mercilessly attack and consume their prey, or they'll either leech off humans and other animals in horrific ways. In other words, they're trying to say that a good God wouldn't design such monstrous creatures. But this argument isn't at all convincing. I consider it to be one of the lousiest anti-God arguments out there, actually. For one, when the atheists or evolutionists make this kind of argument, they almost behave as if they brought up something that Christians hadn't previously thought of or considered, in order that they've struck a major blow against Christianity. And it's like, they keep bringing this up, this argument, like we've never thought of this before, like no one's ever considered this, like they're the first one to ever think about this. And it's just kind of ridiculous because, like I said, this has been refuted by many people many times. I'm sure it's been, I mean, I don't countless times, but yeah, well, nothing can be further from the truth in regards to what they believe, thinking that they've struck a blow. Like Christians have repeatedly responded to such claims, explaining that violent and parasitic organisms weren't initially designed to be that way, and prior to the fall, they were peaceful and harmless, living in harmony with everything else. I and many other Christians believe that when sin entered the world, so did death, and as a result, animal behaviors and functions changed to fit in more with the recently fallen world. We believe that after Adam and Eve's sin, life on earth ceased being perfect and harmonious, and humanity began to face divine and earthly consequences for their sin. Because of our belief, it isn't surprising that we find the world plagued by numerous threats. There, well, you could say there's fungi. There could be threats, plants, animals, bacteria. You name it. All these different threats. Yes, dangerous organisms exist, but that fact doesn't even come close to denting our fate. We could actually turn this around further by highlighting how such intricate biological features like spider venom wouldn't have arisen via naturalistic means, and that even the cruelest components in the most savage organisms scream design. And I concluded by posting one of my favorite Bible verses, Romans 1:20. For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes, that is, his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived, being understood by what has been made, so that they are without excuse. And hold on, sorry. Yeah, it is the same argument. They just reframe it and try to ask it in all these different ways. But yeah, I mean, they act like we never thought about this. We never even heard this argument, but it's really ridiculous. Yeah, but I agree with what you said. I was just looking at your comments. It's ridiculous because but that seems to be kind of a pattern. Like I keep hearing, they're making the same few arguments, and they try to come up with these variations of the same arguments to try to trip people up almost. But it's the same thing. We've seen it a million times. So it's really nothing new to us. We've already refuted it. So I guess we just look forward to refuting it even more, like many more times, I guess. Um, but yeah, in the actual Facebook post I made, I had a two photos. It was the diagram of a spider's fang with the poison gland, poison duct, uh, and the fang and all that stuff to try to make my point and give everybody something cool to look at after they're reading it. And then I included like a close up of a redback spider's fangs, and I kind of wanted that photo, to reinforce the point that even though there's some stuff that looks kind of sinister or you know whatever you want to call it, it's still God's creation. He designed it. It's wonderfully designed. They're all wonderfully designed. And just because their purpose and their functions change, that doesn't mean that God is unloving. That doesn't mean he's not merciful. and it doesn't mean that there's a problem for Christianity because these types of animals exist. But yeah, that was just the main point of this video. I just feel like this is one of these arguments that's been answered or refuted so many times, and they just keep saying it, and I don't know really why exactly, but uh, yeah, it just that what my interaction with that earlier kind of prompted me to do this video. But yeah, I believe I have talked about this before, but I don't think I ever devoted the whole video to it. But it is one of those arguments that just needs to, I need to make a video on. But yeah, that's it for this video. I think I wasn't planning on making it too long. It was just one topic. I just wanted to do it. So I'll try to think of some other recurring atheist slash evolutionist type argument to discuss. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I need to make more videos. I've been making or uploading a lot of video game clips, but and that's fun. But I kind of in a way I miss doing these types of videos too. Um, I guess for a while I was not wanting to repeat myself with videos, but now I'm starting to get more ideas, and when they come, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is something I can make a video about. But yeah, so yeah, I'm going to try to think about another similar argument to critique and refute in another video, maybe later this week. It'll probably be about the same length of time, maybe like a 10 to 15-minute video. Yeah, that's a good idea. I need to, yeah, look at discussions and watch videos, 'cause I do want to start making more streams and all. So yeah, that's true too. But yeah, I guess that's it for this video. So thanks for watching, guys. God bless.